because he would always tag over everybody else's stuff.
What was his ethnicity?
We couldn't see it.
Yeah, because he was just a dirty dude in the subway or whatever. Spit was. He had a dirty hoodie on. He's only.
They just
he's only in the
covered
movie.
his face tight.
Yeah. Nah, the camera's on him for he's like, yo, Spit. When they finally see like Spit, he looks at the camera, he start running, and they start tussling, and that's it.
It happened that fast.
Yeah.
The death was sad too at the end.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah, we didn't really care about Spit dying. We was sad that Ramon died, yo.
He just had a baby.
Yeah.
And everything,
yo, I'm gonna tell you something about Beach Street right here, yo.
Yeah. What's going on, creators? I'm your co-host, Artis Stayillin.
I'm Face Reed.
And we're here with a special guest, TTK.
Hey.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, brother.
Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate that. Let people know where you're from.
Well, all right. I've lived in many places. All right. I lived in many places. All right. So I like to credit two places. Right. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida. That's where I was born in. That's where my early years at.
Okay.
From my 20s on up is Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Bed-Stuy. Shout out.
Shout out to the Bronx.
Shout out to the Bronx, you already.
Yeah.
So let the audience know more about your brand and what you do as a creative.
All right. As far as my brand, my name I go by, my artist name TTK. I started doing graffiti at an early age. I was a toy, so don't get it twisted like I was getting busy or whatever. I always just had a love for art and graffiti, you know what I'm saying? And my real name is Michael Harris. It's a very generic name, you know what I mean? It's a friendly name, but there's always a Michael Harris somewhere. Yeah. So at an early age, I knew I want to do art. I want to do something to do with art, but I know I don't necessarily want to go by my government name because it's not gonna make me stand out, you know what I'm saying? So the initials I started tagging was TTK. I ain't gonna tell you what it means because it meant something when I was 14, 15 years old. Now I flip it to many things. It could be try these kicks, taste the Kool-Aid.
Change it up.
Teach the kids, you know what I'm saying? I like that one, teach the kids, you know what I'm saying? Educate the youth.
PC.
Yeah.
But as far as my style, I'll probably say modern classic, you know what I'm saying? I'm influenced by archival things. I'm influenced by things that came before me. And I'm a student of the game. I know that's a cliche term, but I'm truly a student of the game. I'm really inspired by people that come before me that put a foundation down for me to learn from. And and I take that and add my own little thing to it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, looking at what's happening in the world and in today and try to incorporate those elements into my work, So, but in short, I would say modern classic. That's my style. Yeah.
If you could, take us to the beginning on what got you started within fashion and creating.
We're gonna go back a little. I'm gonna keep it short. I saw Beat Street when I was a kid. When I saw Beat Street when I was a kid, I was like, this is what.
I still never saw it. Sorry. Continue.
Don't feel bad. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw Beat Street when I was a kid, I'm like, yo, this hip hop thing, this is what I want to do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I want to do this right here. You know what I'm saying? And just a love for hip hop in general. You know what I'm saying? And from the music to the art to the fashion, people say it's 4 or 5 elements of hip hop, but they don't think about the fashion element. I've always been attracted to the fashion side, but that goes back to what people is wearing in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Before there was sites and social media telling you yo, this is the trending thing right now. You got to go get this or whatever. I wanted what people on the block was wearing. You know what I'm saying? And most of that time, it's people heard this story before. Is what the drug dealers was wearing. You know what I'm saying? And that influenced what the rappers was wearing. And at the same time, you seen this on TV. So that was my early influence right there. But I've always been an artist. You know what I'm saying? An artist, visual artist. And I feel if you do one thing, it's parallel to other things. If you can do one thing, chances are you can probably do another thing, and you can do another thing. And that's kind of like me. I've always been a creative person. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was painting, whether it was illustrating, whether it was doing something in animation, and even doing something with fashion. I wouldn't call myself a fashion designer because I have respect for people who really study trims and fits and all of that. That's not me. I have peers that are more educated than I am about it or whatever, but I know a little something, you know, and I can add my skill and my vision to this fashion element right here. You know what I'm saying? But overall, like I said, I'm a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to, whenever my time is up, when I'm not here anymore, I want to, you know, leave a body of work behind me. You know what I'm saying? And inspire somebody else to be like, damn, man, he did this right here. If he did it, I know I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
That.
So,
I love that.
That's how it should be.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Beat street.
I told you I don't know what that was.
I'm gonna ask you a quick question.
Go ahead.
It's okay. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. Up to date. All right.
Please.
I'm gonna ask you a quick question. Ramon.
Yeah.
Spit.
Yeah.
Who'd you hate?
I hated Spit.
Spit, right?
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask
Spin
you.
or spit?
Spit. I'll tell you, like, okay.
Spick?
Spit.
Spit.
S-P-I-T.
Spit.
That was
like
his name.
Yeah, he was, you know, he was tagging over everybody's like pieces on the train. You know, this movie was made like when graffiti was still on trains and everything, right?
Okay.
Early '80s or whatever. And Ramon, you know, he was a fictional character, but he used to like spray paint Ramon or Ramo on the trains and everything. And Spit,
Burners.
Yeah, and Spit used to go behind. They never knew who Spit was, but Spit would always go tagging over everybody's stuff. And he was like I guess like the villain in the movie. But you didn't see him till the end. You know what I'm saying? And then that was it. Well, you know how it ends.
Nobody knew who he was, what he looked like. They just knew what his
tag was. Because he would always tag over everybody else's stuff.
What was his ethnicity?
We couldn't see it.
Yeah, because he was just a dirty dude in the subway or whatever. Spit was. He had a dirty hoodie on. He's only.
They just
he's only in the
covered
movie.
his face type.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean the camera's on him for you're like, yo, Spit. When they finally see like Spit, he looks at the camera, you start running, then they start tussling, and that's it.
It happened that fast.
Yeah.
The death was sad too at the end.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah, we didn't really care about Spit dying. We was sad that Ramon died, yo.
He just had a baby.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something about Beach Street right here, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is funny now when you watch it, certain scenes, right? Remember when Ramon's like his baby mom's father was like, yo, you gotta get a job or whatever. He's like, yo, this is what I do, like I do my art or whatever. Like, that's cool. And then they go move in, you know, an abandoned building. I know people used to do that back in the day in the Bronx or whatever, this and that, right? But come on. You got a baby. You got a baby living in and you got a spray painted fireplace. And the part they was like, yo, look, keep the baby warm by the fireplace. Even when I was a kid seeing that, I was like, yo, this is dumb. Like this is dumb as shit right here. Yo, I'm like, this is real cool and all right. But I'm like, yo, think about that. Imagine you got a newborn baby and somebody's like, yo, here, we gotta, you know, you do what you can, you know, under your circumstances. But you spray painted a fireplace on the wall and be like, yo, here, put the baby.
Was it nice looking?
It's a fireplace.
It was
that shit can't keep you warm.
Oh my God.
You asked me, was it nice? I mean, it was the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's early
Bronx
80s.
burning, like it was that time period.
Yeah, like cause Ramon, like he loved doing art so much or whatever that, you know, he believed, all right, I'm gonna get, you know, props from this right here. You know, he had a newborn baby and everything, and like, you know, he's telling his family something like, yo, you need to get a job, support your kids. He's like, yo, this is what I do, this is what I love, or whatever. So they got the place, and the girl was like,
it sounded like I would have been like, what the hell was this?
Yo,
I mean, she was still riding. She was riding.
She was a keeper.
She was riding.
She was a keeper. Like it's different watching it now as an adult. You just look at this shit like, man, this is silly as hell.
I mean, I like the movie overall. It's classic,
I love the
you know
movie.
I love the movie.
I love the movie word for word.
Was it a space heater by?
No.
Spray painted.
It was legit.
Yo, give me a marker and let me draw a heater on the wall. And say like, yo, here, put your baby by the stay warm.
But who said that?
Yo.
That's like, well, they had like, they had a housewarming party. They had a housewarming party for him or whatever, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where he took some stuff off the street and, you know, he decorated. I mean, it's his first place.
He connected the lights to the light pole
what he
outside.
can. You know, he's trying to be a father, trying to be a husband or whatever. But he should have just got a job, straight up.
He really should
have.
This
was the 80s.
Damn.
And to be fair to Ramon, even though it's a fictional character. I know there was a lot of actual people like that lived like that. They got documentaries on that. Like dudes that was really into graffiti. They felt like, yo, this is gonna change the perspective of people, like the way they view things. It's just like when you think of like Basquiat and how he used to make his art. Similar to that, like people have a different appreciation for him now. So with graffiti, the appreciation for graffiti now wasn't like it was in the 80s. So when people saw, same thing with just hip hop as you know,
it's a fad,
in the movie, as you saw with
they getting locked up for breakdancing and everything like
in
that.
The street?
They got locked. So in the movie, it was showing like that was their way of fighting. Breakdancing was fighting for them. So when they met up in the street, they battled by breakdancing.
I know it sounds funny now.
It sounds crazy.
This
is hip hop. This is hip hop, and we still in the 50 years. So you already know.
You gotta think hip hop is barely 10 years old at that point right there. So and it was still evolving. You know what I'm saying? Because by like the late 80s, you know, Beat Street is like 84. By like 89. Dudes ain't breakdancing in the street no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, on cardboard.
I think it took. I don't want to say a full turn because it was still how can I say? Like the fashion changed.
Fashion changed big.
I was speaking to my uncle about this. I was talking to him about the direction of how dudes was dressing. As far as fashion is concerned, like Melly Mel and Furious 5, they fits. Insert.
But you have to look at what their influences were because there really is no blueprint before this right here. So they're inspired by like Parliament and funk, the funk bands or whatever. Like, oh, this is how these dudes is wearing. They got custom leather outfits with chains and spikes or whatever, like that. Looking like weird.
Spiky chain now, you know. I can make
like
it
now.
But come on, is you going to a show where it's like 5 dudes in the group dressed up like Mad Max with spikes and chains rapping like, I'm the toughest dude out here. Well, they rapping or whatever. But
I don't want to make fun of they rap.
But it was what it was for the time. You know what I'm saying? No, salute to those brothers because they paved the way for so many people, for people to become millionaires, billionaires. You know what I'm saying? So salute to them. You know. So man. I'll tell you a little another thing about that movie. The actor who played Ramon in Beat Street, right? You know, it's all actors in the movie. But he saw an old interview where I said something about like how Beat Street was like my influence as a child. You know what I'm saying? And he emailed me back. He was like, "Yo, I saw your interview and thank you for. I'm happy that the role I play. Even though I'm an actor, I played the role. I'm glad the role I played inspired you. You know what I'm saying?" Dope. And I was like, "Wow, that was that was like a childhood dream right there." You know, because when I'm a kid watching this, I didn't know these guys are actors or whatever. I think they really doing it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Shout out Ramon. You already know.
I forget who played him. But thank you.
You're right.
So I've always been into sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Always been into sneakers and always had a love for sneakers since I was a kid, right? And this is like early 2000s. I've always wanted to I guess draw on sneakers or paint on sneakers, but I didn't really know anything about it. It was just something in the back of my head that I never spoke on. Then one day, my man, Jason Paez from the Bronx or whatever, I don't know where in the Bronx, I don't know the Bronx like that.
Shout out to the Bronx.
Yeah, shout out to the BX, right? So he told me, he was like, "Yo, I seen these dudes customizing sneakers and they was just doing, I don't know, putting New York Yankees on the sneakers, on some Air Force Ones." And when he said that, that's when a light bulb went off for me or what he said, "Yo, dudes is making mad money." And that's when it was like, "Oh, people making money off of this right here?" I'm like, I can do this right here because I've always had them in, if I feel like if you can do it, if I put the work in, I could probably do it too. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the art thing, you know what I'm saying? As far as basketball, no, I ain't got the hype for that right there. You know what I'm saying? I mentally think I can do it, but I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to art, nah, You know what I'm saying? So I was, like I said, at the time I was stationed up in Maine. I was in my barracks room and I just got some paint. Well, I actually got some friends of mine to support, basically what it was angel funding or whatever. Like, yo, like, bro, if you buy me these supplies, I'll do these sneakers for you. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't take long for me to get the hang of it. Nah, it didn't take long at all. You know what I'm saying? Once I figured out the right materials, it was off to the races after that, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I really saw, it's like I was running a business out of my barracks room or whatever. Like, I didn't, this is early days. Because at the time, no one knew what I looked like or who I was or anything. They just knew the name TTK, and I was customizing sneakers. This is like blog era days, where even before the blogs, just like the Nike Talk, early Nike Talk days and things like that, man. And and it just opened. I wound up meeting so many people because of that right there. You know what I'm saying? I haven't customized a sneaker in years, but that opened up the door for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always wanted to do art from an early age. I just didn't know how to make a living off of it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I'm like, it's not like now where like I said, you can look on social media and people give you different tips, or look on YouTube and all of that. I had to really, hopefully I meet somebody or just be in the crib and figure it out myself. You know what I'm saying? And I did, and that let me, like I said in the documentary, it led me to meeting my man Justice Hall. And it was just a situation where we were in the same place at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And he met me and we talked over the phone. He had my phone number at the time. He calls me up. When I answer the phone, he says like, "Oh shit, you black." He wasn't expecting it because, like I said, my work was online and people saw my work in the skateboard shop that my work was in up there in Maine, New Hampshire. But there was no face of me. This is the name TTK. And whenever I got the people at the skate shop where my work was on display introduced him to me. They didn't say like, "Yo, it's this guy named blah, blah, blah." He said, "This guy named TTK." So he had no clue. Based off of the work, he saw the work, he was like, this ain't no black guy making this right here, And then when I answered the phone, and he was like, "What are you doing up here?" I'm like, "I'm in the Navy, I'm stationed up here." And at the time, Timberland headquarters is in New Hampshire, and that's not far from where I was stationed at. And he was an apparel designer at the time, and he was starting a brand, and he wanted me to do some custom sneakers to go with his brand at the time. And that's been my brother ever since, and I'm thankful that I met him because it was the first time I ever saw somebody that looked like me and from a similar background making a living off of like their imagination. You know what I'm saying? Because I see stuff I saw stuff in books and magazines and this and that, but I never saw dudes that look like, men or women that look like they was from a similar background as me, like, or dressed like how I dress. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like, yo, this is something I want to do, but is this even realistic right here? You know what I'm saying? And when I met Justice, I've told this story many times over. Like, he really put the battery to my back. He was like, "Yo, bro, you're a brand and you don't even realize it." You know what I'm saying? And at the time I was like, "What do you mean I'm a brand? I'm not like Nabisco or nothing like that." He was like, "Yo, bro," he was like, "Yo, the fact that you were able to create something and no one knows who you are, but people want your product just off your name attached to it. You did this on your own with no books or nothing. You got hustle in you." You know what I'm saying? And hearing that, I never looked back since then, yo. For real, it's just always been going forward, Yeah.
That's ill. And that era, that was probably, I'm gonna get a little more in depth a little later, but that era was probably the best era to really get into sneaker designing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That was like the pillar time. Like, you was gonna make a lot of money in that era.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You was doing sneakers, that was the time to,
going on that right there. Oh yeah, man. I was like, this is when, of course, sneakers were a lot cheaper. You know what I'm saying? I was catching dunks for like, because the dunk was like my go-to sneaker to customize. Dunks and Air Force Ones, but mainly dunks. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of surface for me to work on. I was catching dunks for like $40.
What kind of dunks?
The same thing, the same
joint.
The same junk. The same joints is out right now, whatever. I was catching dunks for like $40, doing my thing on them, selling them for like $3 and some change. Straight profit. You know what I'm saying? But fashion changes.
Yeah.
You know, Dunks went away and they weren't popular as much anymore. So then people start shifting to other models and everything like that. And I'm like, well, damn, I gotta invest more in this product and my return isn't gonna be the same. Let me pivot. You know, I've always wanted to, and I think that's when I started getting more into doing my canvas work, because that was always where my passion was at, like painting, doing gallery type work. But I didn't know how to do that, and I didn't know how to get eyes on my work. And I was like, well, everybody wears sneakers. Let me do my work on sneakers. You know what I'm saying? And that got attention to me, you know? Yeah.
All right, that's what's up, man.
You already answered this prior, but you know, for the people.
All right.
Are you a sneakerhead?
Man, all right, so check it. Yeah, I'm a sneakerhead. You know what I'm saying? Cause some people be like, yo,
it's levels.
Yeah, it's levels to it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I feel like some people be getting sneakers cause like it's a collab sneaker
Yeah.
versus getting stuff that you really like. You know what I'm saying? And that's your collection, and you own that. You know what I'm saying?
They want to get it because it's hot.
Yeah, and like me, I get it because, you know, what I like. You know what I'm saying? Not because it's a collab, nothing against collabs or nothing like that. But if it's dope, rock it. you know?
Okay, what are your favorite sneakers to the point that you would wear them over and over again?
Oh boy. Just one, or like?
If you had a choice of just one.
Just one?
They going with every fit, like.
All right. I love Jordan 4s, but they're not the most comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I wear them just because I like the way they look.
Yeah.
But if I had to go with a sneaker that I could wear over and over that looks good and is comfortable, probably.
Versatile.
Yeah. Air Max 90, the infrared Air Max 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, I do those.
Those
yes.
are comfortable. I'm not gonna lie, those are comfortable.
And even though the technology is like old from 30-something years ago, they're still comfortable enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Yeezys and other Air Max models are way more comfortable than the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it's a classic, and you know it ain't gonna play out. You know what I'm saying?
New Balance is real comfortable.
Oh, yo, I love New Balances. My favorite New Balance is probably like 991s or 998s or whatever. But I don't know, the infrared 90s is just.
That's the go-to.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you have those?
Of course, yeah.
Right.
I try to buy them like every time they come out.
I
you know
like
what I'm saying?
that.
Yeah. It's certain sneakers I'll buy like over and over.
Yeah.
Certain models like Jordan 4's, this colorway right here in particular. I will buy it like every time it comes out. This isn't a popular sneaker right now, but it's always been a sneaker that I've loved since I was a kid. The Air Trainer 1s, the Bo Jackson / John McEnroes, whatever.
Okay.
I love those shoes.
Okay.
I will buy it every time it comes out.
Hold on.
Insert.
Is there an issue?
Nah.
Is there a...
I'm sorry. He said they were those Johns.
Yeah.
Those
I know,
is
but they come out. They came back out like 2 years ago, and they just sit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was good for me because
people don't be knowing.
Yeah. Because I feel like, you know, one thing I learned. You know, I'm realizing now, like, certain sneakers will be for a certain age group and what you have emotional attachment to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, I grew up watching Michael Jordan play, so the Jordans have a different significance to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like going to school and seeing like, oh, these are what the new Jordans look like.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just seeing that. So that has emotional attachment to me. And I think about like when the Yeezys was like the hottest thing on the street, when everybody had to have Yeezys, like when you say Yeezy jumped over the Jumpman, and that's real right there, you know what I'm saying? So the emotional attachment for, you know, I don't know, like people like in their 20s or whatever like that, it's just that emotional attachment to Yeezys, I don't have that. You know what I'm saying? No diss to it or whatever like that. It's a dope sneaker, but I don't have that emotional attachment because I think about where I was at, where I was watching the new Jordans. I was seeing Michael Jordan playing. I was seeing him. Yeah, exactly. And it was like a big thing to have him at the time or whatever. But going back to the sneaker I bought like over and over, Air Trainer 1s, Air Max 90s, New Balance 998s. I love those in certain colors. I like Air Max 95s.
You gotta have the 95.
Yeah. 95 is classic, yo. Yeah, so those right there. But in this day and age, it's more so comfort. You know what I'm saying?
It
I like
definitely
comfort.
is.
Yeah.
It definitely is, because my back, You know, this is just something we have going on. Sorry to put you in it.
No, you good.
But how do you feel about Jordan 1s?
How I feel about Jordan 1s?
Yes.
All right, it's a classic model.
Yes.
I mean, you can't really
go wrong.
Go wrong with it.
You can't really go wrong.
You know. But I will say, it's not the most comfortable shoe.
Why do people say that? That's so crazy.
Well, what do you know?
Yeah, it's not the most.
Like, I need to start asking, like, are you flat-footed?
No, I think, you know what? At one point in time, that's all I wore. It was Jordan 1s. Even before Jordan 1s became, like, popular again, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to wear, even in the early 2000s, that was, like, my favorite sneaker, like, go-to sneaker to wear when it wasn't a lot of people wearing them in the street. And, like, I wound up making friends with people because they had on Jordan 1s, you know what I'm saying? Before they had, like, a million trillion different colorways and everything. And then I was wearing, like, the Chicago joints, the white and red ones, the ones that was like limited from like 2015. I still got them. Like, it's got the Bobby Brown sole now or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I wore them so much. But I used to wear those like every day, you know what I'm saying? Just like try to stun on everybody because like, yo, you ain't got these or whatever, right? So, and then I put on like a pair of New Balances, or I'm like, oh God.
Okay,
like,
all right.
I'm like, these are super comfortable.
All right,
but it goes to like the technology. I guess that was the top of the line. Even when I had them on, I'm like, God, this dude was balling in these right here. Like,
they was balling in Converse, so we can't even.
Yeah,
like
but
every other sneaker that we see is fit for comfort.
Yeah.
Basketball, they're ankle support. So you
wear
style sneakers that's supposed to be.
And I need support on my ankles, don't you?
it's like even these, like, yo, I've loved these shoes since I was a child when they first came out. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be lying if I say they're the most comfortable shoe ever. You know, I'd be straight up lying. They're okay.
You need to wear them.
They're okay. They're okay, but if I had to pick, like, all right, what's more comfortable, a pair of Barclays or the Jordan 4s? I'm gonna go to the Barclays all day. You know what I'm saying? But you see, I got those too or whatever.
Yes, those exact ones.
Yeah, like those fit like a boot kind of or whatever, because they hug your foot and everything. You know what I'm saying? But they're comfortable though.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, they mad comfortable. You know.
It don't even feel like they're on your foot sometimes. That's
I gotta go.
Seriously, they're like that. They're like that. But I think this is the actual question you should have asked. All right, so I'm gonna ask.
You can go ahead and ask.
This is the question I'm gonna ask. All right.
And don't just ask the question.
I'm just gonna ask the question. That's all I'm gonna do. You know.
What's up?
Jordan 1s.
Now this.
Jordan 1s or Air Force 1s.
And I already know what you're gonna say.
Jordan 1s.
Wow, he threw me for the loop.
Yeah, Jordan 1s. That's just my personal preference right there. You know what I'm saying?
But what's wrong with an Air Force 1?
Oh, nothing's wrong with Air Force 1s. I'm just talking, I'm thinking about what shoe that I've bought the most. I've bought way more Jordan 1s than I bought Air Force 1s. And that's just me personally. Or whatever. I love Air Force 1s, but you don't throw tomatoes at me, but I don't own any Air Force 1s. I don't own any. Nah, I mean, at one point in time, I had a lot of them, but I don't know.
It's all good.
It's a nice cup of tea.
All right, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. It's all good. You don't have any right now, but you used to own a pair.
Yeah, I've owned many pairs.
Back in the day.
I can show you pictures of me wearing them back in the day and everything that.
That's great. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say something. You know, I had a conversation with a close friend.
Yeah.
You know, we was discussing sneakers. You know, we was going. You know, we went way back on sneaker time.
So I know this person?
Yeah, you know this person.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went way back, and you know, Jordan 1s became a topic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, it's ill that Jordan 1s, nobody was wearing those.
No.
At a point in time, bro.
No.
Like, people act like these things was like the ones, like No, them joints was sitting. You know what I'm saying?
And I loved it at that time because it was easy. It was easy for me to get a pair.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So, you know, the popular ones was like your 3s, your 4s, like 3s, 4s,
Yeah.
5s, 6, 7s, you know, and then the 8s, the 9s. Like, those were the ones people
From
was
3s
after.
on up.
Yeah.
There we go. You know what I'm saying?
1s and 2s.
The 1s and 2s. I didn't even know there was a 2. I didn't even know until like
a 2.
So like 06, 07.
So
like, I
check
didn't
this
even know
out. I wanna ask you this. What was the turning point? I'm gonna see what you say. What was the turn? I asked you that too. What do you think was the turning point that made Jordan 1s popular?
The turning point. Let's see. For me, my experience, hype. Let's say let's say 2016, 2017 maybe. From my experience, what I started seeing was a lot of YouTubers was utilizing that shoe as the hype shoe. And it was the Chicago's, as you mentioned. The Chicago colorway. Those sneakers, that was the one that started to make the noise. Then you had the what's that? The Royals, the Royal Blue joints.
Royals?
The Royals, when the Royals came out. After those, what was the shattered backboards? Those came out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't want to agree because I can't really pinpoint. I just know I started seeing it get more popular. And then I started to wear them. Now, for me personally, the comfort is there.
Oh, word? Yeah.
Yes, that's why I don't understand.
Don't get me wrong. They're comfortable, but then you put on another pair, like, oh God.
And you can't put on
bricks.
a one and then put on a New Balance.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I had put on some New Balance and was about to walk out the store with them. They were so comfortable. It was the 90s, 60s. And I think Whitney could agree. Like them things.
Those are like it's like that.
Super comfortable.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you what I think was the turning point that made Jordan 1s popular again. Kanye. Because at one point in time, all Kanye was wearing was he was wearing the red and black Jordan. And this is like 90, 09, 2010, 11. You know what I'm saying?
Amber?
Huh?
Oh,
yeah,
no,
he
was with Amber.
He wasn't.
He wasn't with her yet.
He wasn't.
No.
Because I know I think the time point you talking about is where him and Don C. They was wearing because their bottoms was falling off. They was wearing the retros. This is when I think this is the time when they started retroing Jordans again. Like they started bringing them back up. Because at that time, dudes was wearing like the high point of fashion at that time was like designer,
right?
Like Louis Vuittons and Gucci's.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Those were like the things dudes was after. Or like Air Force Ones was like making it's. I'm sorry to say it. It's what happened. It happened. All right.
That's
what was going on.
Agree.
Like
yeah,
Jordans was still Jordans, but they weren't these shoes anymore.
Jordan 1s weren't sought after. I feel like as far as like on a celebrity, someone who had a lot of eyes on them. You know, because late 2000s going into 2010s, Kanye is the biggest thing fashion wise in hip hop or whatever, right? And he's wearing the red and black joints. He's wearing like the navy joints, and then you start seeing like more and more of these retros starting to come out. But it's still, I feel like it took a few years.
Yeah.
But it took a few years. I say when it went around, I feel like when it really hit, I want to say probably like even a little earlier before you said around like 2013. I remember like when a Jordan 1 would come out, no, it was easy for me to get them joints or whatever. When the black and navy pair came out in like January or February of like 2013, and they sold out instantly. That's when I knew, all right, this shit has changed now. Everybody, it was the black and navy joints.
The black ones with the blue, black and blue. Undefeated, I think Undefeated did a collab.
No, it was a general release.
I'm thinking, but they did do a collab. No, that was the same one. I think it was blue, black, and white. I think that's much later.
That's later though. That was later though. You talking about the fragment joint?
Fragment.
Fragments.
Okay.
That's a little later or whatever like that, man. But I remember when the 2012, 2013 Chicago's came out, the ones that had they was the red and white, and they had the Jumpman versus the Nike on the tongue. I got 2 pair of those, easily.
Easily?
Because no one wasn't on it or whatever like that, man. Those weren't the most comfortable, but it was easy for me to get them joints or whatever. And even when they had the packs, the Boston versus Chicago joint, yo, I bought them joints on sale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo,
I think the only time Jordans were like probably popular, where you saw everybody in the streets rocking them, was when that one pack came out, that Old Love, New Love. Like when they had the yellow and black ones,
yellow and black
and the
joints,
black, they was mids though.
Yeah.
I remember everybody had them shits that like when it's like 07, everybody was rocking them or whatever, man, and it was easy to get them.
Yeah,
but it's still, it was just a hot shoe for the summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when even with the one pack that had the black and red Jordan ones in it and the Celtic ones in there.
Yeah.
No one was rushing to get them. I got them on sale for like $100.
Those double packs, like I think his double pack was like when he started mix matching. Like, he would have
the first packs, where they equaled up to 23. But then it's after those, and that was like in 08. Then they started doing just random packs, like the like I said, the Celtics versus Bulls pack.
Yeah.
Then they had the ones. I think before though, the first pack was the the first pack was really the Defining Moments one. That's the one with the 6s and the 11s or whatever. It's just that you could
that's what I'm talking about. Mixing them up.
But those were hard to get. Just think you could get 2 pairs for $300, and that was a lot of money. That was a lot of money at the time, right there, yo.
I think I had the pack with the 14s.
That was like
disgusting.
You heard me?
Word. The 14s. I forgot the other
14 and it's like 9s. Because they equal 23. I didn't like that pack. I didn't like that pack.
Nah, that pack was ill.
The pack.
I like a good 9 though.
Yeah,
that was
9s are comfortable.
9, yeah, they are.
All right, what's your least favorite Jordan from like the ones that he played in?
That he played in?
Yeah, that he played in.
Least favorite that's tough.
Oh, twos?
I'm not a twos person.
I like twos because I have an emotional attachment to them. Because when I first saw those as a kid, I'm like, whoa.
Whoa, in a good whoa?
Yeah, because I had never seen anything that looked like it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? And it was a fly shoe at the time or whatever. So I have that emotional attachment to twos. But my least favorite is probably that's a tie.
It's a tie.
Between the twos and the 18s. Probably 18s.
But you see how it's, when I feel like it's past 13, it's nasty.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, some of them I can live with. 18s,
20s.
You know what the 20s are? The 20s are, I done told people this before, the 20s are basically a modern version, basically a modern version of the carnivores. It's the same, it's the same shape. It's the same shape and everything. It's the same shape.
Insert.
Yeah. It's the same shape and everything. You know what I'm saying?
You got a point. In the way you do.
I've had both shoes and I put them like, yo, this is the same. Yeah. It's the same. 20s got the strap. Yeah. Carnivores got the strap. Yeah. They got both of them got the flip over thing or whatever.
Keep the strap.
I don't know, cause I'm looking at both in my head. I'm looking at both of them like.
Trust me.
And I'm like,
just trust me on this, right? I got a pair of carnivores in the crib right now. You know
what I'm
saying? Yeah. But back to the 18s, yo. Them shits look like Stacey Adams with an air bubble or whatever. I hate them.
That was
It looked like them shoes look like something, yo. If Steve Harvey had to design a basketball sneaker, he would have designed that right there.
I like since you going, I like the 14s and I like the 14s. I like the 14s and I like the 16s, low key. The 16s.
Personal style?
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, them all black. Hell yeah.
Oh my
them shits is fire. To me, they had the gray, the gray and black. What's the white and gray and the all black joints.
Do you own them?
Not no more. I wish I do, but I ran them down.
I'm pretty sure you could just go to the store and get them.
No.
They ain't been out in a while.
Those, yeah.
I want to 12 pairs of foam posits. You know, foam posits about
all right, we going.
Right.
We gonna wrap.
12 stacks.
Son.
Imagine that.
Before we wrap, I wanted to say that because you mentioned the Agassiz, right?
Yeah, yeah,
and
Agassiz,
how
yeah.
certain stores in Soho, you know, I remember when I went down there with my uncle. That was like the space to go if you wanted to get some flavor. Like if you wanted to get something like no one got, you go down there and they had shit like an Agassiz down there. Like sneakers that's low key, no one's really paying attention. And I like stuff like that. Like that's how I built my collection when I was a kid. I built it up like, I used to buy like $50. Remember when I said, one of our first episodes, I said, yo, you give me $200, if I can go in the store, I'm gonna get out of there like 3 pair if I can. She was like, 3 pair? Like 3 pair.
No.
I'm 3 pair. Cause I ain't chasing the hype. I don't care about none of that. I like sneakers. I'm about a $50 pair. Shit, if I see something for $40,
you can freak or whatever.
What?
But I think that's where personal style comes in. But like, yo, I can take this. I know for me, it came from my parents didn't have a lot of money, so I'm like, damn. What can I get? How can I make these $60? I wasn't getting no Jordans until I moved out the house and bought them myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, how can I make these $60 Nikes? How can I freak these or whatever? Oh, I got $120. I can spend it on one sneaker, or if I can get 2 sneakers, you know, that way I can mix and match it, you know?
I used to buy a fitted and a pair of sneakers.
For how much?
Well, the sneakers would be like probably like 70.
Yeah.
And the fitted at the time was like $20.
Yeah.
So I'll be good. Like I would go to my dad. I used to go to my dad's crib. He'd give me some bread. I go get a fitted, and you could put $5 more. You could put a tag, put your name on it, or something like that. Embroidery style.
Yo, but you know about like what doesn't exist, where you're able to go to these different spots or whatever, and like negotiate prices with the mom and pop stores. That don't exist no more or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Used to be this one spot on like 7th and like 30, like a block over or two from Macy's, called Mr. Joe's or whatever.
Mr. Joe.
You remember Mr. Joe's? They had the
Joe's.
Sneakers up in, you go up in the attic or whatever, they had sneakers. And yo, you could go up in there with like $100 and leave out with like 4 pairs, because like the old stock they take up, they put it upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So I miss spots like that. You know what I'm saying? The mom and pop stores don't exist no more, where you can find old stock that like, damn, these came out like 6-7 years ago. They still got them. You know what I'm saying?
Classic,
district ones and round twos.
Oh man, yeah, that's it now. You better go to, to Stadium Goods and or StockX or whatever.
They ain't negotiating. This is the
get
price.
that.
Yep,
And
exactly.
do you want it or not?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it right there. Face, let them know your handles and everything.
Everything, face_read. Follow me.
All right, TTK, let them know your handles and everything.
I'm on everything, man. It's at Go TTK Go. I always say it's like Go Speed Racer Go. Go TTK Go. The website is artbyttk.com. That way you can see the design work that I've worked on. That links to my store as well. So on social is Go TTK Go. My site is artbyttk.com.
All right, you guys already know. All right, you already know the Arts Museum is the YouTube channel, also the Instagram. Make sure you guys check out all the available content we have up and available. Also, I may be forgetting something, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. It may be down there, up there, or in the description somewhere, all right? And another thing, if you like the video, no, I missed the part.
What?
One more thing, tell your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, whoever you need to tell. And one more thing, if you like the video,
like the video.
Like the video.
Hit that like button.
Respectfully. Now, that's it and that's all. We out.
Peace.